Hillary Clinton was doing a rally with New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and she gave a clue as to what her general election strategy would be against Donald Trump. So here's her quote. She said, "Trump might be the most flamboyant, but they all want to take us back to trickle-down economics. The most important economic issues in this campaign is ensuring we have a Democrat in the White House come next January." Okay, so two things there. First of all, that last comment is to say, please, Bernie supporters, if I'm the nominee, come out and vote for me. We're going to need your vote. And she's doing it in a really sleazy way, in my opinion, because she's refusing to just come out and say it. She's like, well, we just need to ensure we have a Democrat in the White House because the Democrats are better than the Republicans. We all agree, right? So come vote for the Democrat, even if the Democrat's a massive sellout and you guys really hate that Democrat. But vote for that Democrat because, please, I'm going to need your vote to win. So that's one thing I take away from this. But the other thing is, that's going to be your fucking strategy? That's your strategy. Trump is the most flamboyant, but they all want trickle-down economics. There's a million and one ways to attack Donald Trump. I've explained them in detail on the show. Hillary Clinton is not coming up with a winning argument. Now, why is that not a winning argument? Because you would think, well, what do you mean, Kyle? Trickle-down economics is a disaster. Everybody knows this. Hammer away on that and perhaps you can win the election. No, because Donald Trump is a rare Republican who, on some economic issues, he has a rebuttal. And his rebuttal's going to be, it's funny you say that because I'm against all these free trade deals. You were for them. NAFTA? Disaster. It was a joke. Sad. It was sad. You were for NAFTA. I'm against NAFTA. All the American jobs shipped overseas. We got to make America great again and rebuild infrastructure here and stop doing these bad trade deals. Sad. Carrier Air Conditioning Company ship their jobs to Mexico. We're going to say you can't do that under a Trump administration. Make America great again. Don't be sad. Why are you for these deals? I'm against these deals. Why are you for these deals? So he's going to say that and he's going to repeat it. And even the Democratic orthodoxy is, free trade deals are always good. It's just what kind of trade deal you want. That's what they say. So they go, the Republican deals are, too hard on the American worker, but we need good trade deals. Well, that's the Obama position. That's the sellout Democrat position. That's why we got the Colombia deal and the Panama deal recently. And they're shitty and everybody loses their jobs and everybody knows that. So when you respond to his attack with what your actual position is, which is, of course I want free trade, aka outsourcing. I get paid by these corporations that want it the most. So, yeah, I want it. I just want to do smarter ones. You think people are going to listen to that? You think the Democratic base is going to listen to that and go, yeah, I can't wait to vote for the person who's still in favor of these bullshit free trade deals? No, they're going to stay home. They're absolutely going to stay home. You already lost the heart of the base. The heart of the base is with Bernie Sanders. The actual progressives in the country are with Bernie Sanders. And now your argument against Donald Trump is going to be, economics, you're not good on this. And he's going to hit you with, actually, I'm better than you. I'm against these trade deals. You're for them. What now? And she doesn't have a fucking response. See, this is why it's so important that it's Bernie Sanders versus Donald Trump. Because Hillary Clinton is so vulnerable to attack. Not on all the bullshit that Fox News tells you she's vulnerable on. Oh, the emails and Benghazi and blah, 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 blah. No, nobody, come on. Those are so obviously mucked up fake scandals. She's really vulnerable on her corruption. And there's a decent chance Donald Trump will get it. It'll click. Oh, that's what I hit her on, and I'll win. There's signs on Twitter. It's like, who knows? Maybe he stumbled across a clip of ours, or maybe his advisors did, or they just told him and they came up with it on their own. But he was saying the other day, she's one of the most corrupt people in history, something along those lines on Twitter. Dude, that argument's going to work. It's going to work because it rings true, because you can go and you can look at the numbers. Her and Bill have made over $100 million in speaking fees to big corporations throughout their careers. Over $100 million. That's ridiculous. That's way more than people make in their lifetimes. The average worker. Are you kidding me? When you look at all of the fundraising they've done for all their different outlets, whether it's super PACs or their campaign, or those speeches where it goes in their pocket, or everything, all the fundraising they've done throughout their careers, it's been over $3 billion. That includes the Clinton Foundation and it's everything. $3 billion you've raised from special interests and corporations? There's an argument you are one of the most corrupt people in human history. And you have Donald Trump's going to hammer this, man. And the Democratic base is going to go, fuck, I hate Trump, but he's right on that. And they're not going to go vote for him, but maybe they'll just stay home. Maybe they'll just stay home. And they'll say, look, I got no interest in voting for another sellout establishment Democrat. No interest whatsoever. So, you know, you want to use this argument by all means, but you're going to get your ass handed to you. And there's another line of argument that I think is a loser for her. Now, on this other argument that she uses, I actually agree with her on the substance of it, but Trump will find a way to counter where more people across America will agree. And what I'm talking about is when she gives her standard speech about how, you know, hey, he's a bigot. Hey, he's blaming all Muslims. We need Muslims in the fight against terrorism. And I think on the substance of this one, she's 100% right. But Trump will fire back with, this is a party that won't even say radical Islamic terror. You know, they can't even acknowledge the problem, so how are they going to fight the problem? And he'll repeat that over and over and over. And he'll keep hammering her. And he'll say, why are you defending Muslims? We see that there's a problem in the community. A very bad problem. A very bad problem. We should talk about this problem. And that argument is going to get all the right-wingers out. And even some people on the left are going to go, I think he's being more honest about it. Now, again, it's true that he's being more bigoted. And I agree with Hillary on this one. But even some people on the left are going to go, I think he wins this exchange. So the lines of attack that she's planning on using, they're just depressing and they're bad. And she's not a good candidate to run against Trump because she's vulnerable on so many fronts. The biggest one being corruption, the biggest one being money in politics. You think that, you know, Trump's not going to hammer her on the Goldman Sachs thing, and you think he's not going to be right about that? He is going to be right about that. Now, he's, you know, vulnerable to attack too. She's got a lot of things she could say about him, but she has to frame it in the right way. And I'm not so sure she can do that because what I've seen in her run against Bernie is she's flailing in the wind. The only reason she's leading is because she got celebrity status. If she didn't have celebrity status, he would have destroyed her. He would have buried her. He already made up over a 50-point gap because he has a message, he's consistent with that message, and it's an appealing message. Whereas she, half the time, says, oh my God, I'm super progressive, look at me, I'm to the left of him. And the other half the time, she's like, no, I'm moderate, and I'm incremental, and I want to do what Obama's doing, and I don't want to be as far left as him. Which is it? That's a contradiction, and that's the point, is there is no central theme, there is no central message, because she wants to be president because she wants to be president. She's a narcissist. She's power hungry. Whereas Bernie, you get the sense he actually has a philosophy and he wants to implement it because he believes in it. She's just an opportunist. So if she can't defeat Bernie, somebody who was not known at all going into this primary, how the fuck is she going to beat Donald Trump, who's super aggressive and can hammer away on the key points where she's super vulnerable? So everybody who's all smug out there like, no matter what, the Democrats will win this election because Donald Trump is such a joke. Okay. You sound a lot like the people who said from day one, Donald Trump will be done after the first debate. He's gonna shit the bed and it's gonna be a joke. Oh, look at that, he won the first debate. Donald Trump is gonna be done after New Hampshire. Don't worry about it. He didn't win Iowa, and now we know his campaign's gonna dwindle. Oh, look at that, he won New Hampshire. Don't worry, Donald Trump is gonna be done after. And you go through after every single primary, after every single caucus. Bill Kristol on Twitter, peak Trump, hashtag peak Trump. It's over. It's, you know, this guy, he can't keep this up. And every single time he exceeded what everybody thought he would do. So why would you think it's any different for a presidential election? And you don't think there are a lot of closet Trump supporters out there? There are people who are in favor of Trump, but they won't admit it. By the way, that's one of the theories as to why Trump has lost the caucuses. He doesn't do well in the caucuses, whereas Ted Cruz does really well in the caucuses. And Donald Trump does well in all the primaries. Well, think about it. One of the reasons that could explain that is in a caucus, you have to let everybody know, yes, I'm for Donald Trump, and that's kind of embarrassing. But behind the scenes, if you go into a voting booth and nobody's around, yeah, I'm going to say who I'm really for. It's Donald Trump. Because people are sick of this fucking bullshit system, and Trump, even though he's not going to really change anything, he at least says, hey, this is all fucking corrupt and stupid, and I'm going to go in there, I'm not bought, I'm not owned, fuck the lobbyists, I'm going to do the right thing by the American people. Even if there's a 5% chance of somebody believing that, some of those people are going to vote for him because they're going to say, yeah, fuck this system, he's right. So you want to take that chance? Be my guest. But don't say I didn't warn you, because I see Hillary Clinton's arguments that she's going to use, and they just don't apply, and they're just not that convincing.